we have your weekend Apple news. Welcome back to the channel. So you know what we do on the weekends. We go through the Apple news, right? And we go through about 20 different Apple-related news stories. We go through some tech specials, including Apple products. I usually have a beer. Today, though, I'm having a Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Blackberry. It's the worst thing I've ever tried. It tastes like cough medicine. The reason I'm having this is because my furnace blew up yesterday. I mean, crazy. No sleep. I'm on zero sleep, and I'm making the show for you. So give me a little bit of a slack today, but let's get into the Apple news. All right, story number one, the iPhone SE could be coming next week. You believe this? Take a look at my screen, 9 to 5 Mac. It says new iPhone SE coming next week. At least that's what they're claiming. Here are the first 5 things to expect, or 5 things to expect. So if you scroll down, and we'll actually take a look at this, it says right here, new design and bigger display. You can kind of see the case here. So it's going to have like a single camera cutout on the back. That's what they're thinking. It's going from 4.7 to 6.1 inches. I think we're pretty baked in now because this is coming out, incoming really quickly. It's going to have Face ID, faster performance. This is the thing we all worried about, but it looks like it's going to have the A18 chip right here, and it's going to have 8 gigs of RAM, USB-C, and the new Apple modem kind of to test that out. We're going to see how that goes, right? And realistically, it's going to be a great phone for the cost, I think. And I think I'm going to pick one up and maybe showcase it on here. I'm not sure I'm going to get it right away, but we'll see. Anyways, incoming. All right, this next one's kind of a price alert, but it's actually a hidden price alert. Let me just show you why. Here's a product on sale. Here's the new M4 iMac right here. This is the base level, 16 gigs, 256. You're going to say, well, that's not the lowest price. Now, it is 8% off, usually $12.99. It's $11.89. But take a look down here, coupon $39.01. So this is going to go down to $11.50. So we're at the low price alert. So if you're looking at the M4 base level iMac, this is going to be the lowest price we've seen it at, about around $11.50, right? And you can see in here it's got all the different colors and everything. The silver looks like it's actually a little bit cheaper in here, actually, believe it or not. So it's $11.49. You get the idea, though. So it looks like, just take a look at Amazon. Now, the reason I wanted to show this one is not so much because we don't have a lot of iMac users, believe it or not. Everyone loves the Mac Mini for some reason on this channel. When I do iMac stuff, it doesn't go that well. But anyways, I recommend this. So the next thing is, Woot, it's owned by Amazon. Well, instead of, let's just say you want to dabble in the iMac over here and you just want to kind of test it out and stuff. Here's one over here on Woot. Now it's a weird color and there's some other colors up there, but this is a 2021. This is the M1 iMac right here, 8 gigs, 256. It's the exact iMac I have sitting right here in blue. Look at this, $599 right now. Now this is it's going to be refurbished from Amazon or from Woot basically. But look at the reviews. They actually have really good reviews here. So it looks like it's going to be a quality unit. You're going to have very few problems with this one. It looks like everyone's saying that it came very, very clean. So you get the idea. It's just an M1, but still for $599, you get the screen, which is 4.5K. And I did a video on this. I'll put it up here on how you can actually use this as a second screen. If you have another M series chip Mac, you can actually use it that way. You can watch that for all it's worth. And I think it's really, even for that alone, it might be worth it, right? But anyways, you get the idea. $599 for that now. I think that's a pretty good deal. Okay, so we've all seen the M4 Mac Mini. I have the M4 Mac Mini Pro over here, and I'm going to be doing a lot of videos on that, so subscribe to the channel. But we've all seen that. Everyone keeps asking me, have you tried putting in the SSD, upgrading in the SSD yourself? And if you look at my screen, here's this, there's a whole bunch out there. This is another one. This is from store.m4-ssd.com. 2 terabyte drive right here, $300 even, down from $350. And you can see it right there. So you can add a 2 terabyte drive for $300. From Apple, obviously, that's a lot more, like $800, I think, or something like that. So you're going to get a lot more storage this way. Now, if you're thinking about doing this, and I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the OS. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. There could be an update or something that causes some issues, and I'm waiting for that. But if you want to give it a shot, here, I'm going to put this all this stuff will be in the description. I'm going to put this link in the description for this site right here. This is iFixit, and this is going to be the Mac Mini 2024 SSD replacement guide. And as you go through here, it's going to have step-by-step exactly what you need to do to get that drive out. So you got to obviously get some tools in here. You're going to be able to buy those tools. But as you go down, you can see the steps here. It's going to, you have to take the case off. You have to unplug some cords here. So you got to take the cover off. Then you got to take a whole bunch of other screws off here. Look at all these different screws in here. And as you kind of work your way down, you have to have another tool in here to get in deep in here for these screws. And then you got to take this off. And then we're going to keep moving. You got more screws to take off. So you got to know what you're doing in order to put this back together. That's the key here. And then finally, when you get down here, let's just keep moving all the way to the end here. You got to take the fan off. And then way down here, look at it. I'm still going. Look at all these steps. Still going, still going. And then way down here, you're going to get into the SSD down here. And then once you get into down here, you got to take it all back apart. There's 25 steps here. And so I'm going to put a link to this if you actually want to see how, people keep saying, why don't you do it? Well, this is a brand new M4 Mac Mini Pro, M4 Pro, and I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet on mine. Say it ain't so, Apple. Well, you guys all know about AppleCare and AppleCare Plus. Well, there's a change that Apple's making, and I'm not sure why they're doing it, but they are, because they want to add, well, I know why they're doing it, because they want to add more money to their subscription base. As we saw, that grew. Last week, I showed you exactly how big that's getting. Not good for everybody, but here it says right here, Apple to drop prepaid multi-year AppleCare Plus, but keep the subscription option. So likely rumor here, it says Apple will continue to come with a year of AppleCare included, so that's actually good, but the company reportedly intends to move its extended AppleCare Plus plan to subscription-based only. So basically in the past, you could actually, you could pay for 2 or 3 years in advance and not have to pay for it monthly, but now they want you in that monthly subscription where if you don't cancel it and stuff like that, it's just going to go on in perpetuity. That's basically going to go on forever, right? And then a lot of people forget about it and they make so much more money. That's why they're probably doing it. But long story short, so if you just wanted to get that money off, maybe write it off for a business expense or something, you can't do that. Obviously, you can write off the monthly expenses. You get the idea. But I think, why are they doing this? We know why, because people forget. Okay, this next story is just to kind of get you ready for a couple products coming very, very soon. And here's a little bit more information. 9 to 5 Mac, it says report, iPad and MacBook Air stocks are dwindling in Apple stores. Let's just actually scroll down here. Bloomberg has just reported that Apple is gearing up to launch the iPhone SE 4 very soon. We just talked about that just a couple minutes ago, perhaps as soon as next week. It says, in the same report, Mark Gurman also revealed that the iPad Air, which we're expecting, and the MacBook Air stocks of Apple around the world have been dwindling, and we know what that means. They're getting rid of them for the launch of the new one. It says, rumors about the iPads and Macs coming out soon are nothing new, in fact, that we've heard, obviously about updating them for a while, basically. But right here it says, although it's unclear if these products will arrive alongside the iPhone SE in the coming days, Gurman says. So he's saying it's possible. So it's very, we're not saying it's going to happen, but it is possible that they're going to do this. Now, they're going to launch the iPhone SE 4, or whatever they call it. I think not with a whole show or anything like that. They're just going to do like a press release. That's what we think. Could they do these other two products at the same time? It seems unlikely if they're not doing a press release, because especially the MacBook Air is one of their big hitters. But at the end of the day, we think it's a possibility is what I'm saying. So just cross your fingers, and if it comes out, we'll have a lot of news. Oh yeah, and I forgot this one as well. I should have put it with the other one, but AppleCare, we just talked about it. It's getting worse with the subscription. You can't do that. You have to do subscription only now. Well, take a look. This is even worse here. Mac rumors. Apple raises monthly AppleCare Plus subscription price for all iPhones now. So Apple this week increased the prices for its monthly AppleCare subscription prices for the iPhone, raising the cost by 50 cents for models in the U.S. So standard AppleCare for the iPhone 16 models are now priced at $10.49 a month, from basically $9.99 per month. The 50 cents increase applies to all AppleCare plans for the current iPhone lineup right here. Now it goes on to say down here, it's not happening for the Macs and all the other things that have AppleCare as well. They're not going up in price, but you know what this means, right? That's incoming as well. So we know that if they're going to be doing this first, they're looking at the reaction, and then they're going to do it to all the other products. So for all it's worth, I don't know if they can, I guess if you can buy it now and get the couple of years in advance, it might be a little bit cheaper to do it on all your products. So if you're thinking about getting AppleCare, try to get it now. All right, we got some products, Apple products on sale right now. Here we are at Amazon right here, and this is, I think, a low price alert right here. Lowest in 30 days. I think it is the low price alert. So these are the Apple AirPods 4 wireless earbuds. Now these are not the ones, these are, these have personalized spatial audio here, but they're not the more expensive ones. There's two versions of these. So this is the cheaper ones. Still, $99. I think it's the lowest we've ever seen them. Usually $129. They usually go down to $119. So now they're down to $99 right here. And I don't know how long this is going to hold right now, but if you're thinking about these are a really good price right now. And then also this one right here. So, some people are going to say don't buy this, but hear me out for a second. If you just need a basic watch, you want to just do telling time, counting your steps, your heart rate, stuff like that. Very basic. You don't need to get into all the other stuff. This is perfect. And this is a low price alert right now. Here's the Apple Watch SE 2nd Gen. We know that the Apple Watch SE, the new one's coming out soon. So that's why this is probably going down. 40 millimeter here. So this is going to be $169 now. It's down 32%, which you never see anything in Apple down 30 something percent. That's pretty big. $249 usually, $169. All different colors down here. You got this blue color, the one I just showed you. You got like a white color with the, you get the idea there. So I recommend this because a lot of people get so entwined and have to have the newest and the greatest. But if you're just looking for the basic information, bare bones, or you need it for, you don't want to break the bank. You just want to test it to see if you're even going to wear it. This is a perfect one. Okay, so everyone's jumping up and down about Deepseek, and that's the big news versus ChatGPT and all that stuff. But like I always tell people, be careful what you jump into. Right here, 9 to 5 Mac, multiple security flaws found in Deepseek iOS, the iOS app, including sending unencrypted data. So we're going to scroll down here for a second. So it says multiple security flaws have been found in Deepseek the iOS app, which is still one of the most popular downloads at the Apple App Store, basically. The latest findings are far worse than previously security failure, which exposed chat history and other sensitive information in a database requiring no authentication. So we talked about that last week where it had one issue, right? Now they're finding a couple issues that are even worse. And what are they? So you got to be careful here when you download stuff and just start using them. The next, let's just go through them. The Deepseek iOS app globally disables App Transport Security, ATS, which is an iOS platform level protection that prevents sensitive data from being sent over unencrypted channels. Since this protection is disabled, the app can and does send unencrypted data over the internet. That's a problem right there. Number 2, while none of this data is taken separately is highly risky, the aggregation of many data points over time quickly leads to easily identifying individuals sending it. The receipt data breach at Gravity Analytics demonstrates the data is actively being collected at a scale that can effectively, basically, tell who you are for millions of people. And they have the, this is China we're talking about. They're probably doing it. The next one, the encryption algorithm basically chosen for this part of the application leverages a known broken encryption algorithm, 3DES, which makes a poor choice to protect the confidentiality of the data. So there's another problem in this thing. And let's keep moving. And then finally, it says right here, additionally, data collected by the app could be used to identify potential espionage targets by the Chinese government. So I don't know if this is true or not. Like I said, I'm just going off of what they're saying. This is going to be an article from 9 to 5 Mac, but you have to be careful because, like I said, at the end of the day, you never know who's at the other side taking the information. You plug all your credentials into something and you just expect it to work. And a lot of times, you just don't know. All right, I showed this last week or a couple of videos ago, maybe the last video, but I'm showing it again because not everyone watches every video, and this is a great deal. If you have the Mac Mini sitting right here, you want to get this. Here it is, Apple Studio Display, standard glass right now on Amazon, 19% off, $12.99. The lowest price it got down to $12.49 one time. This is not a low price alert. I've seen it there. But if you need it for this down here, this is the time to pick that up, and I highly recommend it. It's only 60 hertz like people complain to me, but it's still the best display I've ever used ever. On this channel, we talked about the future of Apple's iPads and things like that, but they're still doing really well as far as dominating the market out there. Mac Rumors, it says Apple's iPad continues to dominate the tablet market. Apple continues to have no close competition in the market, earning 42.3% of the global tablet market share in the fourth quarter of 2024, according to a new report. So if you go down here, Apple shipped an estimated 16.9 million iPads in the quarter, up from 14.8 million in quarter 4 of 2023. The closest company to that was Samsung with 7 million tablets. And then these other ones, Lenovo, these other companies down here, they all came in kind of a far second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And it says for all of 2004, Apple shipped an estimated 57 million iPads for 38.6% of the market. Apple shipped over twice as many tablets as Samsung. We're probably going to guess that because there's not tons of Samsung out there that we see in this country. I know out like in obviously South Korea and maybe parts of Asia, there's probably going to be a lot more of them. But still, that's pretty big news. And so if you're wondering how many they're shipping per year, that's a huge number. I mean, almost 50 million tablets a year, and that's big. This next one's just kind of a cool, fun article if you guys like this with Apple products. So just hear me out for a second. It's just interesting to note, right? Mac Rumors. It says right here, check out Doom running on Apple's Lightning to HDMI adapter. So there's a video out here, and I'll actually maybe post this video in the description if you want to watch it. It's sitting right here. I just don't want to, I want to let them get their credit here, so I'll post it. But it says installing Doom on a range of unusual hardware devices has become a fun challenge for programmers. And we've seen this game running on everything from the Apple Watch to the MacBook Pro Touch Bar. Over the weekend, another demo was uploaded to YouTube, this time showing the game, which is Doom, running on a $50 Lightning to HDMI adapter, which is a little dongle down here. So it's basically running on that cable. It says right here, the Lightning digital AV adapter is more of just a dongle because it has an SoC inside it and runs a super simple version of iOS. Lightning does not have the bandwidth to transmit HDMI, so Apple needed an adapter in there that would compress the video from a connected Apple device. So that's what it is, and it's got a little SoC in there, and they're running Doom on it. So, and this video is all about that. So that little teeny cable, they can actually install and run Doom off of that. It's powerful enough to do that. It's kind of cool, right? I mean, again, is it going to change your life? No, but it's just something fun, conversation piece at the next dinner. Okay, this next product is something I always recommend to people, and a lot of people ask me what are the best keyboards. I've gone through Satekis. I just did my last video, I did a Sateki mechanical keyboard for the Mac, really cool. But the good old Apple keyboard is one of the best, right? It just works really good. So instead of spending $100 on one, this is what I recommend, and you tell me why not, all right? Right here, this is going to be on Amazon. Right now it's on sale, $79, 20% off, lowest in 30 days, so it's a low price alert. And this is going to be the Magic Keyboard right here, only $79. Well, what gives? Well, this is going to have the Lightning connection, and that's why. Now, hear me out for a second. I have one right here with the Lightning connection because it's my Mac. This is an M1 iMac. What do I plug it in like once every month or 2 months to charge it, and then I just unplug it. I put the cable over there. Why does this need to be USB-C? People have this huge fascination with it. For a keyboard, what the hell do I care if it's, Lightning on this side? It doesn't matter in the world to me, right? I guess if you lose the cable, maybe. But just save the $20 right here and buy this. This is a low price alert. Just buy this and stop wasting money. Now, we always talk about how safe Macs are, and they are generally safer than probably Windows PCs, but they can still have problems. Here's one from Mac Rumors. Malware with screen reading code found in iOS apps for the first time. This is kind of scary. So if you kind of go here, it says malware that includes code for reading the contents of screenshots has been found in suspicious App Store apps for the first time, according to this company here. So it's basically dubbed SparkCat. The malware includes OCR capabilities for sussing out sensitive information that an iPhone user has taken a screenshot of. So basically the apps discovered here are aimed at locating phrases for crypto wallets, which can basically allow attackers to steal your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency. The apps include malicious module that uses the OCR plugin created by Google's ML-Kit library to recognize the text around these images in the iPhone. And so what they're basically doing is, there's apps basically in Apple. I read the article, Apple's starting to get rid of these apps, but you can download an app now and let's say you take pictures of some passwords. A lot of people do this. They take a picture of a password with their phone, and then all of a sudden they put that somewhere and they think that's going to be safe because it's an image and nobody can get to that, right? Well, these things can actually go ahead and get into your images and start looking for that valuable information based off this malware. And so it's basically the infected apps, ask for permission to access the user's photos for being downloaded. So like if you give permission to these apps that you download and you grant them permission to look at your photos, then it goes in and starts looking for this stuff. So just be careful out there. You always think Apple's got it covered, but they've let these things into the App Store and they're slowly getting rid of them. Okay, this next one's for people that have the M4 Mac Mini or any Mac for that matter, to tell you the truth. Mac Rumors, it says Apple's do-it-yourself repair store now offering parts for the M4 Mac. So the M4 Macs were just added. Apple this week added parts and tools for the M4 Macs to its self-service repair store in the US and many European countries. This includes parts for the MacBook Pro, iMac, and the Mac series models with the M4, M4 Pro, and the M4 Max chips. So what does that mean? So I'll have links to this in the description as well. But you can go into here and you select your product in here. So you're going to say like down here, you're going to say Mac laptops or Mac desktops. And you get to the Mac Mini. And then you'll search for it. And it's going to give you all the information as far as, let's go back to this one. It's going to give you your, parts. What parts can you buy for it if you have to try to repair it yourself? So this is the website where you can find the parts and buy the parts to repair it yourself if you want to dabble in that. But more importantly, this kind of leads to this other thing over here. So I want to leave this documentation in here. This is good documentation, this page. I'll have a link to this in the description as well. But for example, for the Mac Mini, you can go in here and let's just take a look what this is. Inside of here, there's a repair manual. So this has got repair manuals for all of the different Apple products. And I'll have a link. Like I said, this is Apple's website. But if you click on this, it's going to give you contents, quick checks, diagnosis for self-service repair, Ethernet issues, SD card issues, all this stuff. And these are all about repairing. This is the 2024 M4 Mac Mini right here. So you get all this information in here, but it's got all of it. It's got, let me actually go back. It's got all the different computers and stuff in here. So for the M4 lineup as well, the M2s, and it goes back so far only, but a great resource if you want to just kind of read through everything and kind of understand all of your Mac products better. All right, this next one, if you want to be someone that's unique, and a lot of people like to be unique, right? You can pick this thing up. I think it's kind of a waste of money, but it looks kind of cool. 9to5 Mac, it says, this new Vision Pro cover is ugly, but also kind of awesome. Take a look at this in orange right here. So this is actually specifically made, there's a couple of reasons for this. It protects the outer glass, just like you would put the shell on of your, if you had the case that comes basically with the Vision Pro, that big thing, you can't see through it, but here you can actually see through it. All these little holes, they're specifically placed so that all the cameras still work. So let's kind of go down here. So it says, today, D-Brand, in collaboration with Kyle Goodrich, basically launched the new Vision Pro protective cover called Aperture. The accessory does something functional. Protects basically the Vision Pro's front display without obstructing any of Apple's many cameras and sensors. That's really cool, right? So down here it says, Apple's Vision Pro ships basically in the box with the cover, right? But the trouble is that cover is only meant to be used when the Vision Pro is not. It works well for keeping the Vision Pro's outer and pristine while sitting idle, but anytime you want to actually use the spatial computer, you have to remove the protective cover. But with this one, it comes in black and this crazy orange, but this one you don't have to remove. You can leave it on there. So now you can just throw it on the desk. It doesn't get scratched up, and you can continue to use it because all these little holes know exactly where those cameras are, and it lets the cameras through. How much is it though? Down here, let's just take a look. It's $49 right now on D brand, and then something like this. There's another one here for $69 with a clip or something, but $49. So that little rubber thing is $49. Think about that for a second. It should be, if it was $29, it would be maybe a good deal, but I know people have more money sometimes. They know what they do with it, they know what to actually do with it. So maybe for those people, here it is. Okay, I love MacBooks as well, so this is not a low price alert. It's close, but it's not really, but it still went back on sale. Right here from Amazon, this is the 2024 M4 Pro. This is the M4 Pro chip, mind you, so the upgraded chip, 24 gigs and then 512 gigabyte SSD right here, $1749 right now, 13% off, usually $19.99, so $250 off. That's, again, you can't turn your nose up at that. Anytime you get that off on an Apple product, it's really good there. So, but let's keep going to the news. Okay, so for all the British people watching, I know there's some of them out there. It's not huge, but there's some. Bad news for you guys, and I think you guys got to lobby to change this. Here's 9 to 5 Mac. It says British government secretly ordered Apple to create a worldwide iCloud backdoor. You can see the article right here. So it's being reported that the British government secretly ordered Apple to create a security backdoor into all content uploaded to iCloud users everywhere or anywhere in the world. Apple is certain to refuse the demand, leading to the possibility of a similar privacy standoff with basically with the iPhone and the FBI. British government demands iCloud backdoor. Security officials in the United Kingdom have demanded that Apple create a backdoor for allowing them to retrieve data. Basically all the content any Apple user worldwide has uploaded to the cloud. People familiar with the matter told the Washington Post the British government's undisclosed order issued last month requires blanket compatibility to view basically encrypted material. You can see not unencrypted, but encrypted. So they're asking for a complete backdoor to Apple's iCloud. Apple's saying no. I'm reading the article. So Apple could maybe have to drop the iCloud in Britain or in London. Obviously London. You get the idea. Obviously England, I guess we'll say England. Long story short, that's pretty crazy, right? So if you guys don't know about this and you live there, start calling your I guess you guys don't have senators, but whoever they are, call them and find out what's going on. Okay, here's kind of a product update, or at least a software update, and more companies are actually starting to use this. Take a look here. Mac rumors. New iPhone feature for tracking lost baggage expands to more airlines. A newer iPhone feature basically that makes it easier to share your location of AirTag-equipped baggage at airports has now been adopted by more airlines. So if you travel with basically baggage and you throw an AirTag in there, what does this do? It says that the app allows you to temporarily share the location of an AirTag-equipped item with others, including employees at participating airlines. This way, if you have put AirTags inside your bags, the airline can better help you find your bag if it's been lost, so you can share it with them. So basically, just the update is right here. It says these are the new airlines that just took this over. Virgin Atlantic, Lufthansa, Swiss Air, Australian Airlines, Brussels Airlines, Eurowings this week rolled out basically this feature. Other airlines that already offered this were Delta, United, Air Canada, Air New Zealand, and some more. So it's being added to almost all the airlines now, which is good news. So definitely, do some research on this next time you travel if you do put AirTags in there for yourself, and you're allowed to temporarily kind of create something where they can actually track it too, especially if it's been lost, and you can always track it down. Okay, so earlier in the show, we showed you $99 AirPods just a little while ago. Well, if you want the upgraded version, another really good version of these, here's one on sale right now. This is the Apple AirPods 4 wireless earbuds right here, down to $148. This is the more advanced version of that, so they're usually $179, 17% off right now. And this is going to have the active noise cancellation and those type of things. So if you want the upgraded version of this, $99 for the dumbed down version. It's like $50 less than this. I think you just go with those, right? But if you want all the advanced features, still this is close to a low price alert right now at $148.99. Okay, the Apple Mac Studio. We know the new one's coming out probably later this year, not right away. And we have the M4 Mac Mini. I have the Pro here. But if you want something that's going to be probably as fast as this, or quite a bit faster on the GPU and you want to spend close to the same amount, B&H has a sale going on right now, right here. It's Apple Mac Studio with the M2 Max chip. So this is the M2 Max. This is obviously down here going to be the M4 Pro. And they're going to be very, they're going to be close maybe, but this is going to have a lot more GPU power, obviously. So if we go down here, we're seeing 30-core GPU and 12-core CPU. So, that's quite a bit more there with the 30 cores right there. 32 gigs of RAM, you get more RAM there, and the SSD is about the same. But this is down to $1749 again. This fluctuates back and forth, but now it's $250 off. And like I said, if you want the SD card reader and, you're basically looking, it's debatable. I mean, people can argue both ways, which is better. You can go back and forth. I mean, I like the M4, but some people love this thing. Good time to pick it up. All right, we're going to wrap up the show. That's all I have this week. Like I said, my furnace blew up and I had no sleep to make this, and I'm drinking this Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar Blackberry, which tastes like cough medicine. So we'll wrap it up here, but I do the shows on the weekend like this, the news shows. During the week, check it out. I do more serious stuff. I go through like reviews of all different tech products, including enclosures and SSD enclosures and all the different hardware from Apple. So if you guys like that, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.